The 1500s were one of the most dangerous times in the history of the Catholic Church. Corruption, scandal, moral collapse among priests and bishops. The Protestant Reformation was tearing Europe apart. Many thought the Church might not survive. But God raised up a man of incredible courage, a man who would fight not with swords, but with holiness. His name was Saint Charles Borromeo. This is his story. Charles was born in 1538 in Arona, Italy, into a wealthy and noble family. His uncle, none other than Pope Pius IV, at just 22 years old, Charles was made a cardinal, a position most people only dream of at the end of a lifetime. But here's what's surprising. Unlike many who sought power, Charles wasn't interested in wealth or status. From the beginning, he saw this as a mission, not for himself, but for the glory of God. The church was in chaos. Priests were poorly trained. Many lived immoral lives. Bishops were living like princes instead of shepherds. The Protestant Reformation had already pulled millions away from the Catholic faith, and so the Church launched the Council of Trent, a great effort to reform, renew, and restore the Church. At the heart of it, a young cardinal named Charles Borromeo. Charles became the driving force behind turning the decrees of the Council of Trent into real, lasting change. He founded seminaries to properly train priests, something that didn't really exist before him. He enforced strict rules of holiness for priests and bishops. He visited every parish in his archdiocese, rich or poor, near or far, and he led by example. A bishop's first duty, he said, is to be holy himself. Despite his wealth and status, Charles lived like a poor man. He fasted constantly, slept on a wooden board, wore simple clothes, gave nearly all his money to the poor. When a terrible plague struck Milan, most nobles fled the city, but not Charles. He stayed. He walked the streets personally feeding the hungry, comforting the sick, and hearing confessions. He even carried the Blessed Sacrament through the streets, barefoot, begging God to save his people. His reforms made enemies. Many corrupt priests and even nobles hated him. One day, during evening prayer, an assassin shot an arrow at him. But miraculously, he survived. Still, Charles refused to back down. We must work as if everything depended on us, but trust as if everything depended on God. Exhausted from his years of fasting, working, and praying, Saint Charles died at just 46 years old, in 1584. But his impact was enormous. The seminaries he created became the standard for the entire Catholic world. His reforms are still the foundation of the priesthood today. In a world where many feel the Church is under attack again, where scandals and discouragement can tempt people to give up, Saint Charles Borromeo reminds us that the answer is not despair, but holiness. Pray deeply, serve courageously, live humbly, because holiness changes the world. Saint Charles Borromeo, pray for us.